And Pakistani forces are, mashallah, quite capable of sorting them out. We have a stake in this. We do not want this province to be affected more adversely due to presence of Taliban. We don't want any trouble over here. And therefore, we will go and act against them. We will get hold of them. And they will be brought to the book and court of law. And this should be done instead of games and all that and creating more difficult situation for the nation and the government.
There is such that it's very difficult to identify who's Taliban and who's not Taliban. People like Mullah Umar, most of you have not seen them. Even the media people, maybe some in the forces will identify them, but most of them. So is it possible, just hypothetical question, is it possible
that he may be hiding somewhere?
Hiding and you never know about it.
Look, Faisal, Mullah Umar is, who's Mullah Umar? He is Amir of Taliban. You think he'll be moving in a rickshaw? With so many people hunting for him? With so many people coming with, various technologies? He has to move with security. He is not a messenger of Taliban. He is not a foot soldier of Taliban. Who even if eliminated, they would say, all right, he's been sacrificed. No. If he has to move, or if their leadership has to move, they have to move with some paraphernalia. They need to make some arrangement. Now, that shamozel that will be created in a limited society will be picked up. There are so many people sniffing for them. We are doing it for them. We want to look for them. Moment we come to know there is some movement, we are going to get at them. So therefore, saying that he may be hiding in one of the rooms of some house, moving around and all that, that is not possible. And look, Mullah Umar may be having influence, may be having certain people who have a liking for him. They may be sympathizers. You think those sympathizers, what is the culture of the religion in Pakistan? In our society, religion has an important culture. People respect them. Now, if there is an influence and there are followers of Mullah Umar, then when he comes here, they would turn their face on the other side, let Mullah Umar go, we don't want to meet him. They will like to congregate against him, around him. Now, if that is not the case, which means he doesn't have support, what the, heck is he going to do in Quetta? He doesn't want to be isolated. So therefore, these logical things have to be done, and I am at a loss to understand. I am saying it again, that those people who are trying to manage the world affairs, they cannot logically analyze and synthesize these simple facts. So therefore, I see that, there's a pressure tactics that is coming against Pakistan.
Basically, it's just an illusion. They're trying to look for a scapegoat and pressurize.
It's a pressure tactics. Illusions don't take place.
They want you to do, they've been saying do more, but it's what for the pressure?
The pressure is basically, pressure is for two reasons. One is to make us do more, which were already stretched. We need resources. The second possibility is to throw the buck on the others. After all, $60 billion being spent in Afghanistan, the taxpayer money so much talked about in American culture, and such a lot of parliamentarians sitting over there, they ask questions, what is happening? You keep asking more forces for Afghanistan, after all, what is happening? And they look, actually this is the reason Taliban Shura, few people sitting in Quetta are creating such a trouble that we need more 40,000 people over there, and therefore please don't ask as to where the money is being spent. This is my view. As a soldier, I think this could be another reason.
So, God forbid the US were to extend drone strikes on the perceived Taliban. First of all, do you see any possibility of that, number one? Number two, if such a thing happens, what impact will it have on the separatist movement? As I mentioned, some separatists would probably say that it will benefit our cause and we would be more keen to break away if there are drone attacks and something.
Good that you asked me this question, and again, the second part of the question will be addressed first. Yes, there are certain separatists, and there are certain other leaders also who are not separatists. They have said this thing, that Taliban may be present around certain areas, and separatists have said if drone attacks are done, it will help their movement. So let's address this thing first. Now, this betrays their sincerity. When they say the Taliban are there, they will not lose, they will not sort of like to waste any opportunity where they can pressurize the nationals of Pakistan. They pressurize the government of Pakistan. So therefore they're doing it. There's no truth in this. So when you hear it from the Baluch belt that yes, the Taliban are there, it is basically this cause. It is basically this motive that they want that there should be more trouble for the government of Balochistan. There should be more trouble for the federal government. There should be more trouble for the army. There should be more trouble for the nation of Pakistan. So that is how they are doing, and it is of course through the feed that they get, because they're not very well educated. Now, with regard to the possibility of some attack that takes place in Balochistan, as for now, unless Pakistani forces operate against any presence of Taliban in Balochistan, any foreign element, directly or indirectly, seen operating in Balochistan is likely to create a lot of resentment. It is already there. The government has responded very strongly, the federal and the provincial government. So this is the government stance. Other parliamentarians have responded very strongly. Normal people have responded very strongly. Please go and talk to the people on the street and ask them this question. You'll find it difficult to disengage. Now, this is the state, and people must read the writing on the wall. If such a mistake is done, it will be a lot of trouble. Yes, Pakistani nation will be in a lot of difficulty. The Balochistan situation is going to get bad, and Afghanistan situation and dilemma and the imbroglio is going to enlarge. And it is not going to end. This should not be done.
So there have been attacks on energy infrastructure in Balochistan, and most of the energy infrastructure or most of the energy investment, oil and gas, is coming through foreign investors. Local companies are here as well, like PPL and OGDCL, but foreign investors are pretty active in copper areas like the Sandak and stuff, and in energy sector as well. So what are you doing to protect it? What message would you be giving to the foreign investors? Is Balochistan still a safe place to invest?
Yes. Again, the last thing first. Balochistan is a safe place to invest. This is a temporary phase. Frontier Corp Balochistan is providing security to many national assets. All the gas assets are being protected by FC Balochistan. We have been employed. We've been tasked to do that. Sandak, Rekodik, Dudad, Dadar, Baska Block, all these projects are being protected by FC Balochistan. Now, there are more explorations which are going on. In Noshki area, there is a new project which is starting off. In Baska Block 2 in Musa Khel area, they want to do it. In Khuzdar area, they want to do it. Initial reconnaissance have been done, and we have a resolve that we will protect. There is more exploration going on in Dera Bukti and Sui area. And Uch area, they want to do it more. In Pirku and Loti area, they want to do more. So we will continue to protect them. This is a temporary phase, and inshallah, this is going to get rectified with the political and diplomatic and the dialogue process that will take the lead now, inshallah. The situation is likely to improve because there will be so many projects, so many jobs, so many economic opportunities that the fence sitters will get drifted towards the positive side because they will have their right. They will have education, they will have their food, they will have their treatment, they will have their medicines, healthcare and all that. Everything would be there, the roads, infrastructure, the telephone, colleges, education, everything will be there. So they are going to be getting into the mainstream now, inshallah, and the foot soldiers who are trying to do these kind of things will be reduced. And at least we will be able to achieve a position of security in Balochistan as it is in Sindh, as it is in Punjab, or as it is in the frontier.
So is there any competition between the separatist element and the Islamist militant elements, be it Taliban or be it Lashkar-e-Jhangvi and the sectarian elements?
Look, the Taliban are now acting against the state of Pakistan. And the steps have started against them also. A lot of very good operations have taken place. And wherever they appear, the operations will have to be done because the nation is not together against the Taliban. Which actually means Taliban may get into a stage where they would like to make use of every opportunity which pressurizes the state of Pakistan, the nation of Pakistan. If there are few separatists which are handful, and they also want to do the same thing, then their objective coincides. So there could be an ideological, conceptual, or tacit approval of each other between Taliban and the separatist movement, which will be prevented. And inshallah, when the Baloch movement suffers a setback due to positive initiative of the government and the nation in Balochistan, that value will reduce and they will not be available to Taliban in case they want to have a thing joined together. But again, other than Taliban, there are other militants also, which have been declared, which have been banned, the banned organizers, Lashkar-e-Jhangvi and all that. Yes, there is already a connivance and coincidence of Lashkar-e-Jhangvi and Baloch separatists, though a handful of them. They have been creating a lot of trouble in Quetta by killing people.